Hello, Margarita.
Very good to see you.
Lovely to see you too. You've got some beautiful paintings behind you.
Yeah, it's a lovely office room here, which I borrowed.
Oh, I see.
That's it. Yeah, these pictures are really very nice. I agree.
Yeah. Uh, so, Margarita, I actually saw on Paul Murphy's Facebook that you are doing a masterclass. Do you have a masterclass? And he's teaching at this masterclass.
That's right. Yeah. So I just want to very quickly thank Paul one more time for mentioning this course to you, which gave us an opportunity to talk today.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful. Yeah. I'm so glad that I can talk to you.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the idea which I just established now very nearly. And of course, it's not a spontaneous idea. I lived with this thought for quite a long time, or the thought lived with me. At least we lived together for some period of time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, I just simply felt that now at this moment, I just want to try to realize it, as I've been thinking about it for so long time. Yeah. So this is the idea of the educational course, yeah, based in Oxford. And it's a company which named Music Fermato, who is behind the courses. At the moment, we established 3 courses with 3 different teachers. The Paul is the first one in September. The second one is planned for December with Jessica Cottis, and the third one for February 2022 with William Conway.
So you use so it's these 3 different master classes at different times.
Yes, there are 3 different master classes with different on different time with different teachers. Yeah, but it's connected to one idea. Yeah.
I see. So if somebody enrolls, then they do these 3 at these specific times. So it's the same people doing the 3 courses then.
We will see. I would be very happy if we will get the same applicants, for instance, or half the applicants, from course to the course, because I really like to meet people again and see how they improve from time to time. Yeah, but certainly it will be new people on each course. Yeah, the application is free for everyone. So yeah, we will see.
The applications are free.
Yes. Yeah. Also, anybody can apply. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because mainly I would say it's focused for young students, conducting students, or maybe people who nearly graduated, and who need to find a conducting practice, which is very difficult now at the moment, which is, it's always been difficult. So, the music profession, it doesn't matter who we are talking about, whether it's conductor, is a singer, or is it instrumentalist. It's a very practical profession. And to keep your quality, you have to do it. You can't just talk about how to conduct, you have to conduct. And this is the really big challenge, maybe particularly if you are on a very early stage of your career, but even later. So and you feel like you still need to be in front of people. You need to do it. And then the idea, that's from where my course idea came from, basically. So I look at the course as the external educational platform, where people can come and make, let's say, a professional check, if you want. So you go to doctor, you make a medical check. You want to be sure that your body and your mind is fine. So you come to the course. First of all, just to know where you are, at the moment, and how you can be better. And course is, I think, much better place to try to improve yourself than a professional stage. Yeah, if you get opportunity to work very early and you mentally not ready for this, yeah, it can make a big damage for you, as a person and for your career. On the other side, the course, the place where you can feel more relaxed. Yeah, you don't have that enormous pressure of fully professional situation. Yeah, of course you have your responsibilities. Yeah, we are not talking about like, hello guys, let's come together and have a nice informal chat about conducting. So it's all focused around the professional attitude. Yeah, but still, if you want to taste, if you want to try something you never done in front of orchestra, yeah, the course is much better place to try to do it. Yeah, you can very easily make a mistake. Every people makes mistake on a course, no problem at all. So it's open for mistakes. Yeah, you do a mistake to learn how not to do the same mistake later. So so
but you want to keep it sort of in that sense relaxed, that people can feel, you know what, I want to now try something and experiment and just find out who this artist is that I am. Is that the idea of this?
Definitely, yeah. The good course, in my understanding, is interactive, I would say so. Yeah. So on a conducting course, we have 3 elements, if you want. Yeah, we have teacher, we have student, and we have an orchestra or an ensemble who plays for you. Yeah. So, and the course is not only a place to get a knowledge. Yeah, a technical knowledge or historical knowledge you can get from a book very easily. Yeah, but we just talked about for a minute ago that to be able to conduct, you need to do it in practice. Yeah, an interactive course, that the course which provides a great communication inside this triangle, if you want. Yeah, so the people feel safe, the people trust the teacher, trust the ensemble. Yeah, and they feel safe to be able to challenge themselves, to take a step further. Yeah, to try something new. Yeah, to extend your boundaries. Yeah, and for me personally, it's very important to set up questions when you're on a course. And I very often don't care about whether I get a right answer or not. The question itself is more important. Yeah. And the course is a brilliant place to set up questions. How, where I'm good, what I can improve, etc. Yeah. And if you have a good social atmosphere, yeah, when people support each other, it's much easier to find sort of a new energy inside yourself, to go with a new thing after the course, instead of looking down, look up and find a new perspective for yourself. Because
No, well, I would immediately think when you talk like that Paul. I mean, I know Paul not as a conductor. I don't know how. I cannot evaluate him as a conductor, but as a person, I can say that I can think you've got a great person there for this what you want to achieve, because he is just. I can just imagine that he's very much approachable and that it would be easy to ask him and to communicate with him. And of course, he has very much the experience.
You are very right. Yeah, all our 3 teachers are very good communicators, and the Paul as well as the first one. So, in terms of his experience, again, you are very right. I asked when we were talking about the repertoire, about setting up the course. Yeah, I asked of course Paul why he chose for his course. He proposed the Stravinsky piece, The Rite of Spring, and I mean, I know pretty many young conductors look at this piece as quite complicated music. But Paul has quite a unique experience with this music. He has done it both as a ballet performance and as a concert piece. And this expertise, is quite unique. There are plenty of conductors who conduct it around the world. It's not very rarely performed music. It's really not, But not many of them who had this experience from both sides, And the piece was written as a ballet initially.
Really?
It was meant to be written for dance, and it was premiered as a ballet. And it's very interesting that Paul mentioned to me that he has a very particular way of looking at this piece, because he means that the rite of spring works stronger in a theater than on a concert stage, and it's very interesting sort to think about. So that's why that's one of the reasons why he's leading the course. Because of this, very, very unique combination of his knowledge about the piece.
Well, I've spoken to I've spoken to a conductor or few conductors who do the ballet conducting, and they all say that it's not the easiest thing. It's not, it's something that you really have to know how to do. And will Paul be also looking at it or teaching it out of that perspective, out of the ballet perspective then?
I really hope so. Yeah. I really hope so, because this is the particular area of his expertise, and he's so good at it. I've done one course with him myself at the Royal Opera House last year, and I think it was really brilliant. So a part of he's a good musician, but the point that he has done so much ballet work, has this knowledge. It just makes him so unique, and I really hope that he will involve this knowledge into the teaching on the course. It's really important.
And the other conductors who will be teaching, what will that entail?
Well, when we look at the repertoire, we try to find a way of avoiding a very traditional course repertoire, conducting course repertoire, which is very often a classical or romantic symphony, Beethoven, Brahms, Tchaikovsky, maybe Sibelius, but more rare, opera overture, or the Beethoven, Brahms overtures, which is it's fantastic. I do personally, I do love this repertoire. And that's a great music. But we were thinking to base our choice looking into the 20th century music a little bit more. Getting slightly out of this classical area. So that's how Paul came on Stravinsky, and Jessica proposed the Britain opera, and William proposed the piece of Bartok, which is also 20th century, but it's for strings only. So so that was the idea behind the repertoire.
Oh, that's interesting that you do it that way. That it's that you thought about doing it that way, because that will also make it interesting for this course.
I hope so. I really hope so. Because if people want the practical knowledge about other music, they can go on other courses. That's all free choice.
But what was your inspiration to do this course? What made you decide to organize this?
That's a really difficult question. It's a simple one. It's a difficult
simple
one.
Ones are the difficult ones.
Well, I don't know how I shall explain it properly. There are some ideas in your life which you just sort of live with. Yeah, and at some point you feel that you need to try. Yeah, you just need to try. Yeah, it's, you can call it a strong desire, an aim, a goal, whatever. There are very many of these brilliant English words. Yeah, you can use. Yeah, so you can choose the one you want, but it's
Oh, yeah.
something. Yeah, so but it's something which definitely comes from outside of your wish. Yeah, so and mm, as you already understood, so I'm thinking about the educational point of it. Yeah. So because I want to improve it into a sustainable, a bigger program which will go along. Yeah. It's not only these 3 courses, but hopefully it will improve into the bigger stable program where we can get a big ensemble, because this time it's a very, very small group of people. It's because of practical reasons, yeah, but it's also because of financial reasons. And I really hope that I will be able to find some financial support which will gives me an opportunity to do not overpay, do not push people to overpay, because very often these courses are very expensive. Yeah, it's not everyone can afford it. Yeah, so I really hope that we will be able to find some funds and some financial support, so we will keep price on a low level, but still improve the quality of the course.
So, well, you are now talking about education, and I'm very interested on the other side of education, that children get more exposure to art and art education. And what do you think about that?
Oh, I'm afraid it wouldn't be a very positive reflection on your questions. Really? Yeah. So, well, through the years, when I lived first in Russia and then Norway and then in the UK, I see the very clear tendency that the money, the funds for the art for children is getting kind of less and less. It's cut it everywhere. Yeah, schools in Norway used to have 1 hour of music a week. Yeah, for instance. Now it's nothing. It's just taken out of the standard program. Yeah, you can do it if you want, but it will be an external offer. Yeah, so I know that very many UK schools is also cutting off music education, which is extremely sad. Yeah, so it's well, the first question, who is going to listen to music in a music hall within a few minutes? Yeah. Who are we going to perform for? Yeah. But the more important thing is what kind of human being these kids will become without getting in touch with art, and music is a part of art. Yeah. So it's not necessary you will become a professional musician, yeah, but it makes you different as a human being when you touch the art in a kid, as a kid. So I remember when I was at school, it was in Russia, we had 40 kids in our class. It was pretty big classes, yeah. And I think the half part of the class went to music school.
Really?
Yeah, and of course, I don't know how many of them became professional musicians, probably 1 or 2. Again, I repeat myself, this is not a point. Yeah, that improves your personality different way. And music school in Russia, it was, a very strict discipline. It was not just a fun. And it was a kind of extended, separated school, which you visited after ordinary school. So you had to go there, you had to prepare yourself, you had to be there 3 times a week. So it was a very, very organized system, I would say. So and all this knowledge, these emotions which you get from music. So so now you touched a very important area. And as you, I also realized that it's getting, it's not improving now at the moment, and it has to be done something to turn this attitude the other way around. Yeah.
I think it was for me interesting when I did this series of the moments in lockdown that this was actually where I thought of this is why arts and artists are not valued, and I thought of this idea: if you start saying to children music is just 1 hour a week, or it's just on the side, then the arts are seen that way. It's seen as not important. It's seen as not an important subject as your other subjects. So I think in that sense, the schools should really reconsider how they talk about art and how they prioritize art and music, or the arts, to make children understand the importance of it, you know?
Absolutely, yeah, you are absolutely right. Yeah, and I think basically kids have an interest, for this. But if this interest does not improve, it will die away. So that's the point. Yeah, when I started at Conservatoire in Birmingham, I conducted a youth orchestra at Conservatoire. And I mean, that was a really brilliant experience, because when you can see these eyes, full of motivation, so full of fun, you get so specific sort of atmosphere, inside this class, and you see how do they react on things, you see how glad they are, even they were at very different technical levels, somebody was really good, somebody was much worse, but it doesn't matter, the matter is to give them this art experience, which will make them a different person when they will grow up.
Yeah, I also feel strongly about that, and that's really a wish of mine, that it's in some way we can give children this opportunity and this exposure, so that at least every child in the world, if their parents, because not all parents have the means to buy instruments or to pay for lessons, but if it can be taught in schools, then we know at least that children have that exposure, So,
of course, the parents has a different abilities, somebody has more, somebody has less, but that's why we have a state, which
exactly,
which
we should
about these things, so but unfortunately at the moment, I don't think it worked the right way. I agree with you, and so I have an idea about a concert program for kids and families. It's not quite established yet, and maybe I shouldn't reveal all the details about it right now, but it is in my head as well. It's an idea.
No,
Please.
carry on.
It is based on fairy tales.
Oh yeah.
So the fairy tales, which will be followed with classical music and narrator in sort of a stage concert form, we can say so.
Fantastic. Well,
so
I would love to speak to you about that when you do that, because I'm really so passionate about anything that we can do for children in the form of music or art. So I would love to speak to you about that if you.
We can very well do it. It's as I said. It's really a little bit early stage. So we need to make a first improvement of technical things. Technical preparation before we can realize it.
Oh, that would be wonderful. But tell me, Margarita, I also read that you do some contemporary conducting for contemporary work.
I really do like contemporary music.
Really?
So I sort of open it for myself in Norway first, because when I studied in Russia, it was really not much contemporary music. But when I moved to Norway and studied here at the academy, first as a choir conductor.
Mm.
Then I suddenly saw how much contemporary music they perform. And it was a real shock for me in the first moment.
Really?
Because this field was almost totally unknown for me. But I get a taste for it very quickly, and I do really like it. Yeah. So, basically any music used to be a contemporary music. Yeah. Beethoven was a contemporary composer in 1810. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't think of that way. Yeah.
And he shocked his audience as much as our contemporary composers shocked us. But the music survived, and now, even the person who has nothing to do with music might mention you Beethoven as a composer, even without knowing any further details about him.
Yeah.
So, so the music needs to live its own life. It needs to improve. It needs to change. It's like a person. We get different with years. When we grow up, then the music gets different. They get new forms, new models. So it's a really exciting field. And I would like to do much more contemporary music. The only thing which I personally don't like, when the people write like experiment for experiment, I call it like this. Because all contemporary music somehow experimental. So the people try to do new things which never been done before, which is fine. But if there is no, what should I say, human energy inside this experiment, that it gets so technocratic for me that I kind of can't swell this sort of music. But otherwise, it's a really field which interests me a lot. I did quite a lot of contemporary choir performances in Norway. And I really loved it. There are plenty of very good Scandinavian choir composers, really valuable stuff.
I see. And do you think now, after the pandemic, that there will be composers that would, that we will see works that would come from this period, or that we would identify and say, well, it comes from this period of the pandemic?
It certainly will be. I mean, I already listened to a symphony which named From Pandemic Time, which is written by Andrei Tchaikovsky. It's a very known Russian contemporary composer. He's not young. He's from a little older generation. So that is yes, it certainly will be. How much this music will leave, I really don't know. It probably depends on how people will look at this time when it will be over. I would guess that many people will forget it as quick as possible. So, and then to listen to the music from that period, might give you a bad feelings back. So who knows?
Maybe generations who were not affected by the pandemic would see it differently.
Might be, So they those young people who are not taking it that close, maybe in their life, but they're still, the birth thing, that it doesn't matter grown up or a kid or a young person, everyone get touch of it. So somehow everyone will remember, but some memories will be easier maybe to step over, as you say.
But Margarita, now I want to ask you something on a lighter note. How do you prepare for a performance? What do you do just before a performance?
Honestly, I don't have any tricks.
Oh, really?
Very often on the day of performance, you have a rehearsal. So you need to focus for rehearsal. And then you have a little break and then you have a performance. Yeah. So
Okay.
it's important just to save some extra energy. Yeah. So I definitely try to say something extra for the performance. Yeah, do not put anything in a rehearsal. And do not ask the musician for 100% as well, because it's not healthy. But then when the moment of performance arrives, then you are really there.
Oh yeah.
So I don't honestly, I don't have any tricks to be.
Really? No favorite meal or no
No,
nothing like that. Okay.
no. I in general I don't like to eat before the performance.
Oh really?
Yeah, I feel like I get more energy if I'm not hungry, but not full.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that's understandable. That's what everybody says actually, is that they don't eat too much before a performance. So yeah, that's interesting. Do you have a specific like conducting outfit?
Again, mine is very traditional. Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's trousers and a short. Yeah, and I also have a little like vest, but I use it as a sort of accessory. Yeah, but it's well, I don't know. It's also a thing which conductors talks a lot about. Yeah,
oh really?
Maybe it's, for male conductors somehow maybe slightly easier. Yeah, but I see that girls is trying different variants on stage.
Yeah, because the men, they talk about the frock that they wear, or the some say the frock is too restrictive, so they just wear a shirt or a jacket or so. But and I wonder about about women conductors, or if you have specific things that are you allowed? Is there a dress code for you?
I don't know. I don't think there is a dress code for a female conductor. Yeah, maybe only if you conduct in, I don't know, Metropolitan Opera.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, or a really big like historical stage. Yeah. But otherwise, I think it's nice to keep a certain style on it somehow. Yeah, it's not to go too far. Would be too much for me. So, but I've never seen, for instance, a traditional frock on a female conductor. So but some elements of it used. But not a frock itself. Even it could be funny maybe to see.
That would be something interesting to see. I wonder if maybe I find one day one conductor, a female conductor who wears a frock. I'll let you know if I do.
Yeah, let me know. I would be curious to look at it.
But Margarita, it was so lovely to talk to you.
Thank you very much.
All the best for this masterclass that you are organizing, and that I hope that everything goes well. So just remind me of the dates again of this.
The first weekend is September 18th and 19th. It's all on weekends. The second weekend is December 4th and 5th. And then we have a weekend in February 5th and 6th.
Okay.
So it's 3 weekends.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay.
So, but it was really lovely to talk to you, and please let me know when you do this program that you were talking about for children, this with fairy tales, and we talk about that. I would so love to promote that for you, because I think it's so important.
That's really good.
So have a lovely evening.
You too.
And hope to speak to you soon.
Until next time.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.